When asked how he felt about the elections last night, Jason answered this. Hi, welcome to the road to 40. um, I won't begin to say that I don't care. I think that the whole system is a farce to begin with. And I'm not saying this. This is nothing new. This is nothing you haven't heard me say before. It doesn't matter what party's in office. It doesn't matter. The things that need to get done don't get done because the people who make the money by not getting the things done that the American people want to see done make too much money. If they stopped doing that, they would stop making money. And big oil and all these other corporations, they get their way because they have the money. They have the money to maneuver and control in gerrymandering, redistricting, and stuff like that. Do I think... All right, let me say this. I'm actually quite shocked at the results last night, to be completely honest. I can't believe that the American people are that dumb. Or at least the people who are smart didn't get out and vote. It's a sham and a travesty. Would it have changed anything no matter who controlled what? I don't think so. The thing is Republicans are all up about this being a major victory, but it really isn't. Because if there is a Democratic president in the office, he's not going to sign off on things that Congress now is going to attempt to pass. If it's about Obamacare, if it's about immigration, if it's something, gun laws, he's not going to sign things. You didn't win. All you're going to do is make him use his executive powers. And of course, yes, a lot of people are going to see that as just, the grenade being thrown, the start of a war, basically. But you know what? That's exactly what needs to happen. I'm not saying that I vote Democratic because, for the most part, I believe they're better-hearted people. I think they have the people's... Not for the most part, I shouldn't say that. The select few that I do support and I think are good people, I think they generally have the people's long-term favorability, not for them, but for life in the United States, in mind. Are there corrupt people on both sides of the fence? Absolutely. And that's why we need to do away with a two-party system. We need to find a new way to manage this. Maybe it comes down to a city level or something like that. Because if you think about it this way, on a state level, it's a little bit harder. State-run government makes sense. It's a little bit better than big government. For that part, I think Republicans are smart, or at least it's a good idea. I don't think big government, other than maybe healthcare. I think the government should I think your country should take care of your people, however it can. If the general consensus is people want assistance rather than war, or more things done in the homeland rather than investing overseas. You know what I mean? I think this is all stuff that should come to votes. The problem is the rich and the poor. That's really what it is. It's the rich have so much money, they can pretty much do whatever they want at this point. They've been handed... I mean, think about criminal acts that rich people get away with that poor people don't. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I mean, it's upsetting and it's shocking, and I knew we weren't the smartest country in the world, but to see the votes go the way they went, at least on the national scale, or even for the statewide scale, I was surprised. Massachusetts, especially, that was shocking. Rhode Island, actually, Rhode Island, I don't know. I have to go up and look at all of them. Anywho, though, it's the issues on the ballot that shows you the voice of the people. I think I believe, whoever wanted Republicans to win didn't really focus their attention on knocking down those small, things, because they figure if we can get into office, we can reverse things. Anywho, look at how many states, cities, locales legalized marijuana last night. That makes sense, you fucking idiots. Just legalize it across the board. Legalize drugs. They're a victimless crime. It's like, yeah, if you're stealing money to get heroin, then there you go. There's the crime. Stop the person who's stealing to get the money, because they're going to do it anyway, whether the heroin's legal or illegal. At least by legalizing it, you can use all that money that you were spending in the wasted law enforcement sector and put it into rehab and get these people help that they need and back out on their feet. Weed, just legalize it. Stop being morons. Like, there's nothing that I have seen since it's been legal in 2 states, but long before then, that leads me to think that there is anything dangerous about it at all. And so we put all these literally hundreds of thousands of people in jail for victimless crimes. Like, we need to reevaluate that. Obviously, that's a whole other issue altogether. Independently owned prison systems now get huge federal tax breaks and stuff. So we're not a society of freedom, really. if I can't go smoke a joint on the corner, I mean, I think that's, I mean, it's not the biggest issue in the world, but the fact of the matter is like, we invest so much time and money over the last 30 years trying to stop people from that it's just ridiculous. And so many people are in jail, so many families are ruined, not because they chose to sell weed, buy weed, grow weed. It's because someone else makes more money to put them in prison. That's it. That's really what it boils down to. The industries that could use the plant in so many different ways, especially medical, I mean, big pharmaceutical. Anybody who makes rope or paper or anything, it's a renewable resource. This is what we're talking about, folks. I'm not talking about renewable resources like, I don't know what I'm trying to say there. All the other things that it falls under. But that is one that it grows like a weed. It's crazy, huh? We are all, not all of us. I think some of us are awake. Some of us are waking up. But I feel like to a certain degree we are slaves to these corporate puppet masters. A friend of mine, he's a nice guy. I've only met him once, but we talk online all the time. He posts stuff about gun rights because he was a police officer. And he's got some stories that make me think about it and go, well, he does have a good point in some cases. But he's a little extreme on that subject, I think. On other subjects, he's not. However, like GMOs, I do feel like if we hadn't evolved to the society we are today, we'd still be eating tomatoes off of the vine, bananas off of the vine. Bushel? Where do bananas trees? Yeah. I don't know. But that's my point. Like, I don't care about spots on my apples. Leave me the birds and the bees, man. Like, it didn't have to come to this. We chose to use pesticides. We could have just keep growing our own food and just weeded out what was good and what was bad and eaten it that way. Maybe it would have driven up the cost of the food that you buy. However, you may not need as much money for the medications that you need because you've been eating foods that have been sprayed with chemicals or, altered in some way. That's the whole point. It's such a roundabout thing. Like, we could argue till we're, blue in the face. But the fact of the matter is, think about people who lived before we had. Sure, lifespans may not have been as long, but for the most part, it makes more sense to be natural as possible. And, maybe our bodies have evolved to a point where they need things that before it didn't need. But that's because we manufacture that, and I think that's something we can wean our way off of. I'm just talking crazy now. I was glad to see the elections, the issues, gun control issues. There was one or two things that had passed that closed the loophole in it was only like one state though, for gun shows and buying guns. You shouldn't be able to just walk into a gun show and buy a gun. I'm sorry. You shouldn't be able to. That's crazy. And there was a few of the other issues that I was really disappointed to see that the Green Party candidate for Virginia didn't win. She didn't stand a chance, but I voted for her anyway. Just a green kind of guy, I guess. You know what I'm saying? I took my 3 children to the dentist today. I did it to save time and do it in one day. But it's a massive undertaking. Plus, if you got 2 little ones, you can't send one in alone. Thankfully, they scheduled the 2 boys back to back in one room, so Grayson can go. Griffin could see what Grayson had done, and then he would get it done. So, quick funny story is, Grayson was done. He got out of the chair. He got his little bag of stuff, his treats or whatever. And then they're like, all right, Griffin, hop up. It's your turn. And he looked at me and he was just like, I was like, Griffin, just hop up on the chair, buddy. I'm like, what's the matter? He would not talk to me in that room. So he ended up a minute later just being like, okay. He was just like, I'm going to show up my brother, I think. No, the nurse said that. I don't know. Do you call them nurse? The people that come in and look at your teeth and do a little bit of cleaning before the dentist comes in? I don't know what the terminology is there. I guess it doesn't matter. Anywho, if you guys are loving watching these like I'm loving making them, we still got about 150 some odd, 162 shows left. Something like that. That's pretty crazy, huh? Anywho, yeah, please subscribe, like, comment, pass these along to anybody who you know who might like watching these. Middle-aged man about to turn 40. Just rambling on, folks. It's the name of the game. The dude abides. Yeah. Feel free to follow me on the Facebook, the Twitter, the Instagram, Jason, Geycen, no matter where you go. Don't forget to make someone smile tomorrow. Make a stranger smile tomorrow. Make an effort. Make yourself a better person tomorrow than you were today tomorrow. Spend a little time with yourself doing something that you like to do. Improving on. Be nicer. I don't know. Be less stingy. Be kind. Be more gentle. Be more loving. Be conscious of the world around you. You know what I'm saying? Let's make the world spin a little bit happier together. I am Jason Oliveira. This is the road to 4976-802-12. This is the road to 40. I'm having a lot of fun this last week or two, so I hope you're liking them too. We're gonna get Grayson involved. I think you guys seem to like the Grayson. I notice I get many more views when he's on them. Anywho, have a great night and keep loving life to the fullest. Okay, folks. I'll see you a little further on down the road to 40. Good night, Dr. Carl Mitchin.